Spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dream. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't really. It ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun. It's an everyday thing. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Haram Beef.
Peace, 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 everybody. Hope everybody's doing well in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We're going to start off with our Moorish American prayer, the map. Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Drew Ali, Amen, Ashe, Shalom Aleichem, Ash'ar, Islamism. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace,
Today's
peace,
topic,
peace, peace, peace.
yeah, peace. Today's topic, we just really want to have a conversation. Peace, Sheik. Just want to have a conversation with our nobles here and just talk about the current application of how Moorish science has currently, not in the past, but current. Like, give me some. We're going to talk about recent events maybe that we've encountered with people or a situation and how we applied it and how it's helped us in our day-to-day life. Does anybody want to go first that had a current event? I'll go, because I can go, and I'll go first if nobody else wants to go first.
I'll go after you, Malik.
All right. What'd you say, Mozo?
I said, you got the floor. Peace.
Peace, Sheik.
Peace.
Peace, 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 peace.
You out there traveling. So I'll just say for myself, it's provided a lot of clarity. So even on my day-to-day life and work, and just because I've been so consistent with applying the science to my life, the respect level that people have given me and that I've actually earned through peace, Alonzo. The respect that I learned by applying the science to my life. Peace. Good to have you here. Noble everybody. It's just a respect level that people have given me, and it's been an honor to even, be in that position for people to even ask me certain questions and what my thoughts are on this and on that. And even if people want some clarity, to my understanding. And like, if I didn't know something, I would definitely tell somebody I didn't know, because I don't know everything. I'm still learning, as we shall continue to learn. There's been a situation at my current place of employment that people will engage in asking me certain things about the clarity, like, what do I believe? I said, well, it's nothing necessarily that I believe. These are things that I actually know. And the reason I've come to know these things is because, biblically, when people ask me, I said, it says prove all things, right? So let's talk, prove all things. And so, I refer to certain scriptures, not getting into religion, but using it as a tool of reference. Use the Bible as a tool of reference because most people are familiar with the book. And I think mostly everybody around the world is really familiar with the Bible. Most people are not familiar with the Torah, or, the Quran is probably the second book, but they're not familiar with the Circle 7, the Torah, the Kabbalah. They're not familiar, or even the missing books. So I just use it as a reference tool to have conversation with people, because I think that's a general, that's a common ground, and people can actually really relate to that. And I tell them I'm not coming from a religious perspective. I'm coming from a scientific perspective and applied science. And most people tend to respect that more than somebody just like preaching at them, oh, you should be holier than thou and all of this. I don't really come from that angle. I normally try to refer to day-to-day life things and situations with people, because I'm a human being. I have a human experience. All I do is I just use the tools that have been bestowed upon us and handed to us for us to apply in our life. And that's what it's helped me do. It's helped me apply and give aspects, not aspects, but to give me a referring to the science that I've learned, apply it, and give people tools. But I can communicate that in the day-to-day language so people can understand. I don't have to necessarily go to the Bible. I can use it in reference to what they do, because most of the people I know that I'm talking to, and I can use it even when I'm coaching basketball. The students will tell me, "Oh, I don't like this teacher. This teacher doesn't know how to do this. They gave us I'll give you, this happened just yesterday. So I'm in basketball training. I'm in practice, and I asked the girls, how their classes are going, how school. And two of the girls had a common, because they're both juniors, they had a common situation with a teacher, and they said, "Oh, he gave us a test in the first week, and we haven't even went over anything." And so I had to explain to them. I said, it's really, he's just gauging to where he has to start his lesson plan, because he wants to gauge where everybody's at. Because it helps him know where the gaps are and what he has to fill in to catch you up to speed on where you guys should be. They said, "Oh, that was a weight and it dropped my grade." And then I said, "Okay, what did he say about, pulling your grade up an extra credit?" He said, "Oh, it's not going to be weight. Your regular work will help you pull." I said, "Well, then with that being said, that means that it's not going to have a lot of weight if you just do the work that you had coming forward." That was just a gauge. And I used basketball terminology. I said, when you first came in here, right, we start conditioning before we separate teams into JV and varsity, we're going to give everybody exercises to do and tasks to do. Who can complete what on certain time frames and certain amount of reps is going to gauge your athletic ability on where we're going to place you. If you are up to par to fit on varsity, you're going to have to do these exercises in this amount of time, or these exercises in this amount of reps, right? And so they kind of understood. I said, so don't worry about that one test, right? You have to worry about consistently going to class, participating, and doing the work that the teacher puts in front of you, and continue to get an A every day you show up. And then they was like, I said, it's not about liking the teacher. The teacher's there to educate you. The teacher's not there to be your best friend. And it's cool if you get along with teachers, right? And I prefer kids to get along with their teachers. But I think they have in their mind that teachers is out to get them sometimes or set them up. No, they're trying to set you up for success. But I have to know where you're at in order to pull you up, because I don't want to miss gaps. And during COVID, a lot of kids got passed along, for 2 years. So when they got in high school, they're missing a lot of gaps. So the good teachers will do things like this. The excellent teachers will give you a test so I can see where everybody, it was a grammar test that they were talking about in English class. And it was like, I don't remember any of this grammar. I was like, no, it's just a gauge. Don't panic. It's just a gauge. So in life, we're going to be gauged by, I don't know, if it's your job, they send you tests, they send you through these qualifications, certifications, whatever it may be. They're just gauge and test in life. Even when we work out, right? If people can't do the certain workouts that we do, it's a gauge for yourself, because you're your own competition. You can gauge, like if you couldn't do push-ups, regular push-ups, which just on your toes and your hands on the floor, you can start on your knees, right? Maybe you can get 10 good ones on your knees. But then the more you progress, you'll progress. The more you stay consistent, 3 C's, commitment, communication, and consistency, the more you do those, you'll see your progression and excel. You can ask anybody on here for our workouts from where we first started to where we are now. I just seen amazing improvement in all of us, right? So that was my current event, and I'm glad I'm in a position to help students and be around students and get to know these students and have a rapport with these young kids, because our children really are our future. So I'm really glad, I'm blessed to be in the position that I'm in. I appreciate it. I have a lot of gratitude for being around these kids. I even stayed for the football game, a little bit of it last night, just to be around the kids so they're familiar with me. And if they feel they wouldn't want to come talk to me, they can come talk to me. So I'm just really blessed to be in that position. I have a lot of gratitude. And also for She Goodman Bay, who's actually been our map and guide and to help and stay consistent with us, even when we might not want to hear certain things that so we can improve on ourselves. But we need that. I know I do. I'll speak for self. I know at times I do need that extra little love and that push, that toughness, to build me up, because no, this is not easy. Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? It's not an easy thing to perfect oneself, and it's a constant improvement. It's a constant day-to-day work, constant day-to-day. I won't say grind. It could be a constant day-to-day grind, but it's just also constant improvement in self. So
Let me
with
mute
that,
my mic. Sorry, y'all.
it's all good. With that, I digress, and I'll let the next person go. And I appreciate you, brothers, because you brothers have also helped me here as well with your testimonies and things that you've done in life. It helps me keep going, right? And I'm probably older than everybody on here, maybe except for Alonzo. I'll be turning 50 here in a couple weeks, but it's a gratitude to have all different age ranges. I continue to learn from everybody, right? I don't know it all. I'm not a know-it-all, but the things I do know, I know. All right. So with that, I digress. And who wants to go next?
Peace. So,
What's up, Brian?
what's going on, Malik? How's it going, fam?
Well.
Nova.
Islam. So, for my immediate application, as how I apply more science in my life, the quote goes, "More science is for the family." So that's what I've been kind of applying it to. You know what I'm saying? My family and my family unit, and doing more communication and talking and family building and stuff like that. And not only that, also in my everyday life and taking that same family outlook to the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like, I don't know, it's like no matter where I go, I attract people. And it's like I'm like a bridge for people to come together. I don't never purpose it to be like that, but it be like that. So, and having that kind of effect, I kind of try to instill that family unit of like trust and communication and all that type of stuff. And so that's really how that's my immediate application for more science. Because even in, like, say when you go to places and people are like, even in the Holy Quran where it says Jesus went into a spring and seen people like toiling and seeing no joy on their faces. I be feeling like that when I go to work, because I be coming in there with so much joy. You know what I'm saying? I be kind of trying to share that inspiration and motivation with the people around me, because it's not too much I can say, but I know that people are watching me, you know what I'm saying, sometimes, and that kind of affects people. You know what I'm saying? When they see me actually walking with my head high, shaking hands, smiling, you know what I'm saying, being a joy to be around and stuff like that. So, and that goes a part of that building. You know what I'm saying? It goes a part of building that culture, of building that environment, or that type of cultivation and planting those type of seeds. So that's my immediate application. You know what I'm saying? I really spend a lot of time, especially lately, I've always loved my family and always spent a lot of time with them, but I spend way more time talking to them now. I spend way more time seeing them now, all type of stuff like that. And even when I'm just seeing them, I'm not just having conversation. A lot of time I try to be of service. So that's my immediate application.
Islam. I just want to add to something that you said, though, because you said you wake up and you just be joy. That's one thing that I've been practicing for so long. I tend to like forget about it because it's so in my essence to get up, have a smile on my face, and like you said, go be joy around people. I'm not trying to cause friction. I like happiness. I like you said, joy. That's dope. Yeah, I've been doing it for so long now. Applying that you tend to forget about it. Thanks for bringing that back to remembrance. No, gratitude.
Islam, gratitude to you and the fam.
Indeed.
Wow, gratitude for that, man. I jump in, man. The way I've been moving, the Holy Spirit have me moving lately. A little bit what Noble Brian is saying, but also really going back over a lot of things that been going, like you acquired, like I've been acquiring over the years, a long time, notes and things that, you realize that you didn't really take much inventory or look into it as much as you should have back then, but then now it has a whole different impact, when you go back to it, which I guess is just designed that way. But that's that right now application. It's like a whole lot of things that, more or less you would say information that it tends to go in one ear and not the other, right? Until you kind of have a moment in time when you meditate, contemplate over the things, but life moves so fast. If you're not careful, like we always say, you be sitting on buried treasure and you don't even know it because you really ain't had a time to kind of delve into some of the things that you should be, even whether it's a personal experience, you know, bettering yourself, whether it's higher education, whether it's uh, even taking out time to learn new things. All of the things that you're, and that I'm saying that is occurring now, is like, wait a minute, this stuff is not new. Meaning things that you're tapping into, things that you want to perform and do to your best ability. You say, well, you had these, you always had this stuff. You always kind of had some of these things, and now, just by the grace of Allah, you're now seeing yourself as a cyclical, in a certain position in a certain season. Now you come back to it, and now you're able to do it in a greater way. So that's some of the that's some of the current things that's been going on my side for just doing that. And as Brian said, just waking up with a joy of exploring whatever is new, a new day you've never seen before. That concept. Everything in life is a calculated, puzzle that we just here to figure it out. But the tools that daily you get tools that you didn't even know that you had acquired. But and with that, with our nobles, illustrious Sheikh Kyrie, the journey, things that we do, all of that stuff have a divine impact. Whether we feel it or not. And everything ain't easy. Like Noble Malik said, everything ain't a walk in the park. We come through, we look fresh, we look clean, we drippy, all this. Because that's that ish. But we do what we need to do, to show up like that. So that I say peace. Everybody keeps striving to be light and one love.
It's long. Peace, peace, peace.
Peace. Peace, family.
Peace.
Peace, Sheik.
Peace. Peace, nobles.
Anybody else want to go next? That was Brian, Lonzo, me.
Islam, Logan. Yeah, I mean, I could speak on, like you said, the question is, the current application of Moorish science to life, and just learning how in Moorish science it talks about, going through all the different houses, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, and I mean, understanding the commonalities of all those cultures. We definitely, we have conversations. I've had conversations, and we see on the news, they talk about Palestine, Jerusalem, all these Egypt, all these ancient places, and sometimes we, people feel they're connected to these places. Some people, have a lot of debates, but it's really, my understanding has been understanding how these are, many. One culture and many nations, as Moorish science teaches us. So I mean, in my day, I go to different Mediterranean restaurants and different stores and things of that nature. And I mean, when you understand the connection to these people, I go to like a Mediterranean. I think it's a restaurant called like Jerusalem, and they have pictures of Moorish people on the walls. turbans, fezzes, kufis, tunics, and when you can embrace that and not just get stuck in the slave narrative, it's like y'all saying, it can have you walk around more joyous and not the angry black man or the angry black woman that they try to create in this society. Because when you know the heritage of your people beyond slavery, and you know that all nations were slaves, you're not the only person holding on to that burden historically, spiritually, daily, and they try to keep us on that historical loop. And it's just a blessing that we can come together and study, and we have a plethora of books that we can reference. So I just try to stay listening to books, reading all the different books that we have, and like Alonzo was saying, going back to your notes, going back to books, re-listening to certain books, because this is a marathon, a never-ending journey. It's not a race. Like you said, we're only up against our former selves and are trying to be better men, better Moorish nobles, better fathers, better family men, better businessmen. And with that being said, though, nobles, that's my piece. It's on.
Noble Dante, is you in there?
Islam.
That's long.
Gratitude,
Gratitude, tribe. Gratitude, sheep. Safe travels. Back home. How is Moorish science? How are we applying Moorish science in our lives?
Gratitude.
Malik?
Yeah, you give a current event that's happened recently to you, and how the application of Moorish science helped you, and maybe that recent event or situation.
Islam. I don't know. I don't know of a recent. I think just in general, as far as Moorish science, as we continue our studies and all of the different pieces of wisdom that we have access to and that we study. In general, just the mind and utilizing the tools of the mind, and just talking to young people around me, that I see in my walks, and really letting these young children understand that they're more than what they've been taught, what they've been, what information that they've been given about themselves. You're just applying certain things that you learn about yourself and giving that information out to others, and they could take it how they want to take it. But if you're going to be in class, in Black history class or African American history class, and they tell you this about somebody that looked like you, they put roots on, they do all of these different things, giving you certain pieces of information, and just being able to provide them with resources and other areas of research in those areas, giving them something else to compare to. Being able to apply and be critical thinkers and reading more than one source of information. That just takes you back to just what Sheik been going in on lately. And we teach in circles, and how at some point, eventually, something's gonna stick and something's gonna make sense. Teaching young people about their nationality and giving them the creed, and making sure they understand spirituality and their mind and the different tools that are associated with it, as far as just making decisions. That's really been the application as of late, tribe. Just applying those tools of the mind into just a daily walk, getting better, trying to get better every day as best we can in our walk, and then just start getting to places that we're going to get to with our subordinate temples in our cities, expanding on what we have, with our temple, our main temple, and just continuing to put ourselves out there and what we teach and what we're wanting to promulgate as Moors. So really, I just say Islam, really gratitude to everybody, you know, Sheikh, all of the elders, all of my nobles here, just gratitude. It's Islam all the way out, nobles. That's just kind of how I've been feeling lately.
Peace, 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 peace.
Peace, peace,
Peace,
peace.
peace, peace, peace,
Yeah.
peace, peace,
Sheik, I see you over there in the community with the youth, huh?
Absolutely, Noble. Yeah, I'm out here with the youth, man. It's a little youth spotlight, so I'm out here with my nephew. You know, man, I was invited to come watch the kids, and man, it's a blessing because I'm gonna be able to do something in Arizona like this, and we're gonna be able to do something in Sacramento. I'm making connections, so we're gonna do something for the youth, for your team, real soon, Noble Malik.
Oh, gratitude, gratitude. You know how I'll be excited when I get around these kids to give them just energy, right? Just
Yep.
the energy, a
Yes.
different look, a perspective, you know, build joy and happiness. Now, even my experience with applying more science to the team I'm a coach, this is my first year or last year was my first year as head coach. A lot of things I had to learn, right? And dive into self-check and, you know, open up to learn some things. And I had a tremendous team around me from my AD, my district AD, the teachers at the school. Um, they, 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 uh, they spoke highly of me, and that's due to me applying the Moorish science, right, and reaping those benefits of the applied science. It's a really overwhelming positive experience. Having that application to see it come back to you, and have the support that you have from peers, the teachers and stuff at the school. I always try to exude positive energy. A lot of these kids nowadays start cursing around adults. I had a young
Yep.
lady. She was for the other team. She was a cheerleader. I'm gonna give her a shout out. Maybe she might see this one day. But she was cheerleader and she cursed, and I just turned and looked. She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, mom." And then she ended up coming over here and talking to me. I said, "I appreciate that," and I told her, you have good parents because the fact that you recognize, that you shouldn't be doing that around adults. Now, mind you, we all been young, and I'm not saying I wasn't a kid. When I was a kid, when my parents weren't around, I probably said a few choice words, right?
Absolutely.
What I'm saying, I would never do it around adults. And what she recognized is that there was adult around. Now I seen other kids doing it, and I happened to be standing in line getting my food. I just turned around like, "You kiss your mom with that mouth?" Like, well, you would be talking like that around your parents. So why you think it's cool to talk around these other adults? Like, I talk to kids like I've been doing. I don't pray away from them. I'm not scared. They're kids. They need
Right.
somebody to guide them in the right direction. Like, no matter how they feel, like, or what type of feeling they're gonna get from this, you're gonna get a positive interaction and experience from me. And when you're wrong, especially kids, they know when they're wrong. But I think not, but also I think that they've been getting away with a lot more lately than they should be. So
I
yes,
agree.
I'm the one that's gonna be around, be like, nah, that's not how you function and operate. So the young lady that was a cheerleader for the team, she came over and she was like, yeah, some of these young ladies, that's just what they do. I said, why don't you be the example?
Right. Because
Like
that
you
ain't what
have to
they
be the
do.
example. That's why I gave her kudos in front of them girls. And the girls weren't cursing. She's the only one that said the curse were at that particular moment. She just started elaborating on, the young lady she was hanging with. And I was like, well, just be the example. I said, people start
Yep.
following you.
Yep.
Continue. I
And you
said,
know what, Malik?
people,
It's so important for us as we go on with our ministry to not forget the babies, not forget the elementaries and the middle schools and the high schools, not forget, like Dantes was saying, not forget our youth. I'm at home, man, and a couple people I've been building with, Noble Malik, and now it's getting so major of us being Moors and babies seeing us in the communities where people can ask us questions and how we answer them and the like. So I just want to encourage everybody to continue to be in you because the babies need to see us and they need to know who they are in history and spirituality. Like Malik said, respecting themselves and others around them. It's just everything needs to be retrained, man, because I promise y'all, the internet is raising these babies. The internet is raising these babies. They watching adult cartoons. and they disrespectful. And we have to, I just think it's so important for us as mentors to take that time and try to find our mentorship with the youth and figure this out. And I'm going to keep figuring out. We can't forget about the youth. And I want to say gratitude to you, Malik, for continuing to do what you're doing, just all the nobles, man. But we can't forget the youth, because a lot of these adults, they know what they're doing. And we got to say the babies, at least give them a chance. So I just want to say gratitude for all of y'all, man, and everything that we doing. That's all I got, man. I got to get out here and help these boys, man. But I wanted to say peace and love to y'all, and honor and blessings.
Much gratitude. Appreciate you. Love you, brother.
Love y'all, man. I'll be back home. My flight leave first thing in I leave at about like 6 in the morning, so I'll be at the airport about 3. I got a layover in Denver. I think my wife put it in the text string, but I'm in Grand Rapids right now. So once again, man, honors to y'all, man. We'll be seeing each other soon. Those that's coming to Vegas to celebrate with us with Malik's that mark, man, that mark. I want to say honors, man, and love. And we get finer. We just like wine, man. We get finer. So I love y'all, brothers, man.
Peace and love. Gratitude, Sheik.
Peace and love.
Gratitude, Sheik. Peace.
Peace and love.
So I want to say thank you, Nobles, for sharing your current event. I also just learned from listening to y'all how you applying it to your lives on a daily basis. Mine's be very general because we talking to the general people. And then y'all pull out the books and be like, oh, I could have used that too. I like how everybody has a different delivery. Man, I think that's just dope and beautiful. It just gives different aspect. And that was the importance of us sharing how we currently have been applying Moorish science, because there's different variations and people will describe it differently. And we can all reach other people just by who we are, right? And how we do things. So with that, I say gratitude, inshallah, and akshay. I say we out of here. I appreciate you, Nobles. Love you. Lonzo, hope your wife speedy recovery and family's doing well, Noble. I know you've been going through a challenging time. I just want to say we here for you, Noble. If you want to reach out and hey, if you need anything, let us know, man. Let us know. No, don't hold it too close to the vest, no, but let us know. We here for you.
Love.
Give the Empress our love, most definitely.
His mom.
All right. So we're gonna be up out of here, family. We say peace, love, light, healing, grace, be graceful, have a lot of gratitude, and have a great attitude of gratitude. And I'm telling you, it'll take you far. Trust me. Living proof.
Continue to be.
We all are. What they say, we're going to go out with our Noble Brian's banger.
Islam.
Is.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager meaning. I have yet.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast has been brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading fundamental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your teas at My Son's Teas, the tea of teas, divinely prepared at herbsofmyaunt.com. Be sure to check out all of those musical stylings by Brian Hicks Spade at bhspademusic.com. For your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out mooreshaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Moorish drip, be sure to check out moresachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today.
No such thing as failure, baby. Don't forget who made you.